Good morning. I woke up and I thought, hey, what can I do today that's rather epic where I can inspire a few coaches? And so, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a deep dive into how Chat GPT can work with coaches. And here's the fun bit: I haven't really thought about any sort of objectivity here. Um, What's my end goal? I don't know. We'll see. What we're going to do is we're going to have some fun. So, in this session, I'm going to be talking to you about ChatGPT, and I know one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to take a bit of a social side to this as well, in terms of sharing it out there on social media. Now, even though I use social media, and I use it quite extensively, I'm actually not a massive fan of it for performance coaches and life coaches and things like that because most coaches don't know how to use social media properly. And I'll come into that a little bit later. Right, the first thing that I'm going to do, because I am doing a live broadcast, it's going out on my YouTube and Facebook and what have you not, is I'm going to share my screen with you. So click on share screen. Da, 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 da. Um, let's do entire screen. Click on that. Okay. So you could probably see a bit of all gobbledygook right now. The first thing I'm going to go to is my Facebook page. And I'm just going to take out the facebook.com David Paul Cognac address at the top. And then I'm going to wander over to WhatsApp. And I have quite a few people that follow me on WhatsApp as well. Hi all, just to let you know, I am doing a live training this very second about how to use Chat GPT coaches. You can see it direct on my FB profile. Post my profile in, boom, done. Copy the text, enter. Then I'll send this to my other group, and that's my business partner, Rob. Send it to him. Let's close out WhatsApp. Oh, that was Spotify. And okay, so where are we? Still sharing my screen. So the next thing that we're going to do is, that's what I've done now. First thing I've done is I'm just telling people that they can come and watch this live. So some will, some won't, who knows? But I'm going to go straight into Chat GPT. Now, I'm actually paying for it. You can get it for free. But I've paid the enormous amount of $20 a month, and that just means it's a little bit more expedient. And because there's a lot of people using ChatGPT, excuse me, I've got a glass of water here. I don't think you can see it actually, because there's a huge amount of people using ChatGPT. Sometimes it stops working. But when you pay the $20 a month, you always get the service, which is great. So okay. You might have heard ChatGPT. So what we're going to look at right now is we're going to ask ourselves a few things on how can ChatGPT be helpful for coaches. So we can think of a few ideas. Maybe it could help us create social media content as an example. But why don't we ask it? I like to treat ChatGPT as a friend. I like being nice. So, good morning, ChatGPT. I am recording. Don't worry too much about spellings, by the way. I'm recording a live demonstration for life coaches to show them how to use ChatGPT. Can you please come up with a list of ideas about how a life coach can use Chat GPT in their business, please? Okay, great. So now, obviously, you've heard what I've said. I'm asking for a bunch of ideas, and it's creating a load of different ideas. There's 7 ideas there. I'm not going to read them, but I will do in a second. Can you give me another 5 ideas, please? Let's look at the ones at the top first. So it said it could provide 24/7 support. Okay. We could start to automate routine tasks like schedules, appointments, and things like that. Well, that's interesting. Didn't know we could do that. Create personalized coaching plans. Well, that's pretty cool. Provide real-time feedback. Um, Generating coaching content. Conducting research. Providing on-demand coaching. Okay. Conducting client assessments, providing virtual coaching sessions, generating personalized affirmations, developing coaching exercises, and providing emotional support. Right. Okay. So I'm a bit surprised with some of those, but that's fine. That's why we're looking into this. Developing coaching exercises. It says here, Chat GPT can be used to develop coaching exercises and activities that clients can do to help them achieve their goals. These exercises can be personalized to each client's needs and preferences. Okay, thank you. I would like you to create some coaching exercises, please. So what we're going to do is I'm now going to give it a little bit of background, because the more background we can give ChatGPT, the better. And I like to, when I'm giving commands or giving background, I like to use little bullet points or short sentences. So my client is a type, no, in fact, I'll change that. I work with different types of life coach, from high performance to divorce and let's say leadership. The majority of the coaches I would like to work with want more clients, more income, very importantly, not to be overwhelmed with the amount of work and its complexity. So that's a little bit of background. I'm just making a couple of edits there on the did a couple of typos. You don't really need to worry about typos too much. I would like you to create me an exercise to help coaches find more clients by the way speaking to people. What exercises can you think of, please? Okay. Gives me an idea. So to come up here with the elevator pitch practice, the objective is to help coaches refine their elevator pitch and practice speaking to potential clients. Okay, now we've got a list of instructions. Write down a brief summary, condense the summary, practice delivering your elevator pitch. Then it says attend networking events, deliver your elevator pitch, follow up those. Then it gives some additional tips. This is fantastic. Can you please create me a mock elevator pitch? Fact, elevator pitch for a coach who supports parents with their teenagers. Can you make 2 versions? A lengthy pitch that is too long and a shorter pitch that is just about right. So what it comes up with. But the first version, as you can see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's probably like 100 words. And version 2, boom. So I'll read the version 2. I'm not going to read the version 1. Hi, my name's Sarah. I'm a life coach who specializes in supporting parents of tweens. I help parents navigate the challenges of raising kids in today's world and build strong relationships with their children. Through personalized coaching sessions and ongoing support, I help parents create positive changes in their lives and their children's lives. Let's work together to make parenting easier and more rewarding for you. Brilliant. Fantastic. Right. Okay, Chat GPT. I'd like to stay with this audience, please. Can you give me 20 problems a teenager is facing and struggling to deal with? Okay. You'll notice there's a couple of typing errors in there. That's fine. But now it's coming out with a bunch. Well, there's 20 problems there. Okay. So thank you. Can you now from that, in fact, from those 20, can you pick 3 and turn them into real life scenarios? Just give me a couple of sentences to describe what the tween is going through and how they feel. I'm really looking for real life situations. Okay, boom. So it's just give me 3. We'll do. Let's pick on number 2, just because. Body image or self-esteem issues. So John's a 13-year-old boy who is self-conscious about his weight. He feels like he's overweight and that his body is not good enough. He avoids social activities like swimming or playing sports because he doesn't want others to see his body. Wow, sounds like me. He also struggles with food choices. That's definitely me. Often skipping meals. That's not really me. Or overeating to deal with his emotions. Yeah, that's definitely been me. That's be a bit of fun. Let's use this. Okay. Thank you. I would like to, can you give me 3 examples of what the tween is going through and how they feel? Okay, boom. So it's just give me 3 problems a teenager is facing and struggling to deal with. I would like to choose the number 2. Can you now write me a case study about John, where he brings his feelings home from school? How are those feelings translating? Whoops, what's happened there? Translating into problems at home with his parents. Please talk. Please comment about after school, the weekend, going to school. Refer to his attitude, his behavior, his activities, and how he communicates and relates to his parents. Right. Let's see what happens. What I'm doing is I just want to dig a little bit deeper into our potential client. Our client could be John in this instance, but also actually the client's probably going to be the parent. Okay. So I won't read too much of this, but let's have a look at this paragraph here. These two. After school, John comes home feeling tired and hungry. He goes straight to the kitchen and starts snacking on junk food, which his parents have been trying to limit. When his parents try to talk to him about his eating habits, he becomes defensive and angry, saying they don't understand him. On weekends, John spends most of his time in his room playing video games or watching TV. He doesn't want to go outside or do anything physical as he's afraid of being seen by others. His parents encourage him to participate in family activities, but he refuses, saying that he's too tired or not feeling well. Okay, thank you. Using John as a can you now describe to me the pressures and emotions the parents are feeling, please? Okay, because your potential client's probably not John. It's more likely to be the parent. It doesn't mean that it can't be John, but I'm going to zone in on the parent here. Okay. So John's parents have a range of pressures and emotions. They're frustrated. In fact, can you list these pressures and emotions in a bullet point format for me, please? So it's easier to read at a glance. Okay. Brilliant. So frustration, guilt, self-blame, concern about John's physical and mental health, overwhelm and stress. Okay. How can this... So John's parents are feeling this or could be feeling this. Now, what we're doing here is we're going to pretend that we're the coach for the parent. I would like to come up with a training program 5 days, covering Monday, covering the school week, where the parents can take some sort of action before John goes to school, and when he returns. The intention is to support John through his day so that he is less negatively affected. Now, of course, John probably needs some serious help himself here, right? So I'm not saying that this is a fix or anything. What I am just showing you is how Chat GPT can work for this and for you, excuse me, to create content. Okay, so let's just look at, I don't know, let's say day 3. The third day is about providing support for John when he comes home from school, healthy snacks, ask him about his day. The parents can remind John of his intentions for the week. Okay. I also need a guide for the parents when John is flying off the handle. How can they, excuse me, react to help John feel safe and calm at home? Again, don't worry too much about your typos. Now, it says down here, number 7, seek professional help, which is great. Okay, so we've got things like give space, use breathing exercises, use positive language, validate feelings. Okay, great. Can you create me a 1-hour training program to help the parent become settled and want this training program to focus on breathing exercises. Right, okay. You see how this is really has given me loads of opportunities of being creative. Just off the top of my hat, we found a niche. We're starting to understand that particular person or those people within the niche. This is John and the parent, how John feels and the problems that he brings home, and how the parents feel and how they react, and to have some sort of guide here on how the parent can start helping John daily. And now we're looking at something, how the parent can help themselves. Here's a 1-hour training program to show them how to bring a little bit of mindfulness and through breathing activities so they can stay calm. I imagine on the journey home from work, parent can feel a little anxious about arriving home and seeing John and guessing about the condition to be in. What safe activities can the parent do while driving home in the car so they can be more relaxed once they arrive home. We're just pouring another little drink. Drinking lots of water this morning. You could probably hear it, which is all good for us. Okay. So it's given 5 there. So which is the safest to do while driving? Okay. These activities do not require the parent to take their focus away from the road or engage in any distracting behaviours. Okay, lovely. So what affirmations and positive self-talk could they create on their journey home? Brilliant. We've got 5 affirmations there. I'm doing the best I can, and that is enough. I'm grateful for my family and the opportunity to support my child through their challenges. Awesome. Right, okay, let's get a little bit more creative. I would like you to recommend me a list of 10 books that help with the problem John is going through and how the parent can assist John. Okay, some cool book titles. So we've got a few here. There's one down here you might know. 5 love languages, but that's the 5 love languages of children. I mean, if you're in this field, you may know some of these already, right? Okay, thank you. From those books, can you create me a list of 30 activities a parent can do by themselves that creates a positive knock-on effect for John? Let's see what happens. It comes up. Brilliant. Now we've got a list of 30 activities. Okay. I would like you to take some of those activities and turn them into a practical weekly planner for the next 4 weeks. Here comes up. Oh, look at that. Week 1, week 2. Things like practice gratitude, attend a therapy session, create a positive environment. Brilliant. All these different concepts. So you can see how we can create some training programs here. So I would like to what am I going to call this? I'm just trying to think what I would like to do with you next to show you what we could do next. So I would like to be able, I would like to write a letter. I would like to write a confidential letter to the school about John and his problem, where we explain how we are helping him at home and requesting school to reply with how they can offer him additional support without him feeling like a special case or alienated. Right. Cool. Brilliant. Okay. Can you write a second? Oh, can you write another version of this letter? But in this instance, I would like you to make some recommendations for the school to help John have a better time. So if you have a client, then you could use Chat GPT in this instance and work with your client directly by coming out with information like this, which would be an absolute dream for them. The key with Chat GPT really is, for me, I see it as being our creativity and awareness. Actually, creativity and awareness, I suppose, are two separate things. Creativity and awareness, and the ability to be able to communicate a good question. And then we start to get cracking responses like this, where we can, really help our individual clients move forward. Thank you. I have a private community where people like the parents of John can join and learn. It's group coaching. And I want to create some social media posts for the week to highlight how I help people like John's parents what can you share with me, please? Fantastic. So therefore, we've got 10 little small posts there. Right. Now what we can do is we can look at each individual post all 10 of them. I'm not going to use all 10. I'm just going to use the first one. Using the first example you gave me, can you create a shorter version, please? Fantastic. Now, can you create a 400-word version where you highlight the problems both John and his parents are experiencing, and how my group helps them overcome those issues? Okay, so let's just go back here. These are some social media post ideas that Chat GPT has come up with. So we've got 10. What we've done is we've chosen one, and we've shortened it, and now we've made a lengthier version. Okay. Can you now give me 5 top tips for can you now give me another social media post? It's 5 top tips, and it must relate to the last article you have just written. Okay, so let's just say that this is Monday. I think we're actually on Friday today, but let's just say this is Monday. And what we've done here is we've now created 10 concepts for the next 2 weeks for social media posts, right? So Monday through Friday, Monday through Friday. So we'll take number 1 as the example here. I'm just going to put that there. And then I asked for a shorter version, and I'm just going to put that in there. Oops, daisy. In fact, I'm not going to put them in there. Let's forget that. So I've got the shorter version. I've now got the longer version, and now I've got the 5 tips. So very quickly for Monday, we've now got 3 social media posts. We've got the initial subject that we spoke about, 4 social media posts. We've got the initial subject that we spoke about. We've got the shorter version. We have got the longer version, and now we've got 5 tips. So that is your Monday content. Now, all this previous work that we've done here, I've just made that up as we go. I've just been creating an avatar here, an ideal client, if you will. Obviously, you know what your ideal client is already, but to create that social media content, I did that pretty quickly. Now, interestingly, what you could do here is this list of 10. This could be Tuesdays, parent and a child. Do the same again, shorter version, longer version, 5 tips. Again, Wednesday, this one here, number 3, shorter version, longer version, 5 tips. And you've got 3 posts there for your social media, which is very quirky. Quirky, is that the right word? That's probably not. It's a very cool thing to be able to do. But he also here though, excuse me, let me just take a drink. In the 5 tips that you just created, we could actually elaborate on that if you want to. So let's just do that. Do we want to do that? Let me think. Let me just have a quick think of what I want to do next. I tell you what, here's I will go off on a bit of a spin. Let's just say that you've got a website, and let's just say that website's a blog. Okay. Can you turn this tip into a 400-word blog post, please? And then you could do that. I'll do it again, actually. Look, it's creating it. And can you turn this tip into a 400-word blog post, please? So you've got your 400-word blog post there. And now you've got your 400-word blog post here. Using the last 400-word blog post as an example, I am going to produce a 60-second video to run alongside it. And you please give me some bullet points to talk about for this video. Excuse me. I think when you do presentations, you should always have a clear voice, but doesn't always work out that way, does it? Right. Okay. So what you can do now, by the way, you know, when you do your videos, sometimes we might forget the videos, and you think, oh my God, I've got 5 things to talk about here. That's quite a lot. So using tip, yeah, hold on. I was going to say something else, but I won't. What you can do is sit down with your computer, look at tip 1, tip 2, tip 3, tip 4, tip 5, and write them down on post-it notes, and put those post-it notes around your laptop, and shoot your video from your laptop. Nobody can see that you're reading from the post-it notes. Can you condense those tips, please, so I can write each one on a separate post-it note? There you go. So bear in mind, this is not my niche. I'm just going to practice this. I'm going to have a bit of a laugh with you right now, as if I am doing a video for this niche. Not my niche, not my area. I need a title. Let's give me 5 titles. So bear in mind, what we're doing is we found this niche of teenagers. We're working with John and his parent. We're looking at some social media type of posts. We've got 4 different types of post: a title, a shortened title, a longer blog posts, and some 5 tips. From those 5 tips, we've then created a blog post. From that blog post, we're now shortening that down to some more tips, and I'm about to create a video, quote unquote. Obviously, I'm not doing a video, I'm just doing it here. Just want to show you how quick it is. So I am not a coach in this area. So just pretend I'm making it. Well, I am making it up as long as I go. I just want to show you how easy it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Today we are talking about self-care tips for parents of children with emotional and behavioral difficulties. We're going to be looking at how to make time for activities that bring you joy and help and relax, and that self-care doesn't have to be time-consuming or expensive. We're going to look at ways on how to incorporate self-care into your daily routine, You shouldn't be afraid to ask for support when you need it. And we are also going to concentrate on how to prioritize your own well-being. Enjoy the article. And if you need me, reach out to me. There you go. I've just created probably about a 45-second video there on a subject that I've got. I don't want to say I've got no idea. I mean, I've got a 9-year-old son, and I've been in the shoes of John, so I do have some idea. But I've just been able to do a 45-second video that we can use on a reel here. So, when it comes to content creation, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that do content courses and stuff like that. Do we really need to? I mean, do we really need to? I mean, for me, well, now you've got Chat GPT, it's not that we don't need coaches anymore, but the best coaches are going to have to really stand up for themselves and listen to you, or listen to their client, and literally work with their clients and provide questions and inspirations that they can't find themselves, and to bring in that humanity of it. I fear, and I say I fear these distance courses where, hey, here's a video course of 30 videos and do so for 30 days. I think we're going to start to see that dying down, because that's just information given, and we've always been able to get that information, been able to get it from Google or YouTube. It's just that people have packaged that information up and sold it. And because of the way Chat GPT is making things more personalized, I think we're going to see a drop in that type of knowledge being sold, and a rise in one-to-one and group coaching. Because while Chat GPT is fantastic and it allows us to be able to learn, you still can't beat that humanistic experience of being with somebody, the energy and the empathy that that comes with it all. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. As you know, I didn't really set out with a specific objective of doing this, but if you want to build your business and you want to build your business well, then I think that you should have a chat with me, or have a chat with my. Let me stop sharing. I'll come back in here. Hello, everybody. I think you should come in here and chat to Rob and I. Got a few comments in here. Facebook user, do the replay later when I see how long it's going to be. Yeah, that's a good question, isn't it? Yeah. And there's also a presentation time to use. Yeah. So yeah, it's, where are you in your business right now? Where do you want to be? I mean, where Rob and I help people is we help you feel fantastic. I think that's a really good thing. And what we're starting to talk about is how to be one of the top 10% coaches. And I think that's really important. I think it's a nice goal for us to have. I think a lot of people think, oh my God, how can I be a top 10% coach? Well, it's, you can look at it in a few ways, maybe the way that we perform. And also we can look at it from an income point of view. I did some research actually yesterday through, I was using Chat GPT for the research, and looking at some results that ICF pulled off. And the average person, coach, earns $40,000 a year. 40,000. That's the average, which tells me there's a huge amount of people that earn nowhere near that. And there's a few people that earn significantly more than that. Not 40,000 a year, but 40,000 a month. Valiant says, I'm at work and doing some random channel surfing. But it's lovely to have you. So when we look at our coaching businesses, why can't we set ourselves as goals? Hey, let's be in the top 10%. What does it take for that? And for me, this is not about charging what you're worth, and I'll actually discuss that later on today in another video. I don't believe in charging what you're worth. I think that really hampers us, it hamstrings us when we charge what we're worth, because we're actually priceless. And I think the better question is related to our business model. How can we create a business model that widens our impact. That's the reason why we're here as a coach, right? To widen our impact. How can we have a business model that widens our impact and brings in the income that we want in a way that we can live our life in our desired way? Because who wants to be working 60 hours a week? Because if you're a coach and you're working anything more than 40 hours a week and you're not earning decent money, why don't you just go back to being employed? Because at least there's less pressure when you're employed. And so for me, the question that we need to be asking is not about charge what we're worth. How can we charge what we're worth? But how can we create a business model that has the impact that we have in terms of the people who we can work with and how many people we can take through the transformations to get paid a sum of money every week, every month, every year that we really enjoy, so that we can have a lifestyle that we want to live? For me, that's the question. Now, we actually have the answer, and you can come speak to our clients, or you can come speak to Rob and I, where you can see that. And you can go, right, okay, so I don't have to go and charge $250 an hour. I don't have to be worried about charging that huge amount. And I don't know if you know or if you felt this, but have you ever been on a discovery call and you knowing that the close is coming up and you're going to have to ask for the money? You ever felt about the energy that you bring into that? And have you ever thought about the energy that your client is receiving at the same time? And I have a question mark about that. Is that right for us? And is that really right for them? And there's a lot of really good, well-meaning coaches out there who are determined to charge what they're worth and trying to sell a $10,000 package or $500 an hour or something like that. And they don't have the right energy for it. They don't have the skill set for it. And they cut themselves by self-harm themselves by doing this, and potentially harm the clients as well. Where really we can just look at this in a completely different way and ask ourselves a question: what does it mean to charge what we're worth? Well, the reason why we're being told to charge what we're worth are by certain business coaches that want you to buy into their high ticket program. That was one of the main motivators behind it. The thing is this: if we really look at what does charge what you worth mean from a financial point of view, it means that you are getting sufficiently paid, or you have a sufficient income that's coming in every week, every month. Great. Let's work on that premise instead. So let's just say, I'm just going to use an industry figure, that you want to earn $10,000 a month. How can you do that? How can you do that? By expanding your impact, because that's why we're here, right? We want to help people, and not working all hours that God sends. So what if, and I'm just going to do some simple sums, what if you had a group of 100 people all paying you $100 a month? Boom. That is your $10,000 a month, right? Thank you for the love hearts and all that sort of stuff. And if you've got any questions, I can actually see them now because I've jumped out of the screen share. So if you've got any questions, chuck them in. So what would it take for you to deliver $100 worth of value? Let me rephrase that. What would it take for you to deliver $500 worth of value over a month in a group coaching setup where people are willing to pay you $100? So they can go, wow, it's only $100? I'd pay $500 for that. That would be a perfect scenario, right? Because then we could go out and we can say, this is who you are. This is the problem that you want to overcome. I do that through some group coaching. And I don't know how your group coaching is going to look like. Maybe you do 5 minutes a day. Maybe you do 2 Zoom sessions a week. So let's say you did 2 Zoom sessions a week. So you did a Zoom on a Monday and you did a Zoom on a Friday as an example. And each Zoom was an hour and a half long. So you did 3 hours a week of service delivery, which is somewhere between 12 and 15 hours, depending on how many weeks in a month, of delivery for making $10,000 a month. What happens if you've got 100 people, they're all paying you $100 a month, and they're thinking, wow, $100 a month to help me overcome this transformation? and I get to see David, or I get to see the coach twice a week, 8 to 10 times a month, and I'm only paying $100. That's terrific value. Starts to become a no-brainer, right? But you're making the money that you want to make, because in this instance, we're using the example of $10,000 a month. Fantastic. And you're only working in terms of service delivery 3 hours a week. Or let's say your Zooms are half an hour each a week, or an hour a week. Let's say they're an hour a week. 2 hours a week, I'll do a Zoom on a Tuesday, I do a Zoom on a Thursday, every week. So there's somewhere between 8 and 10 live group coaching sessions. Come to me, it's only $100 a month. Who's not going to go and pay that? I mean, that's terrific value, right? Terrific value. So people come in. Then what you've got, you're thinking, well, I could offer some one-to-ones if I wanted to. So then you could just throw open your diary and say, look, my diary's open. I've got some space this week. And what's going to happen is those people in your group, they're the ones that are going to phone you. They don't need to be sold to. Even when you tell them about your group coaching, it's only $100 a month. Do you want to give it a go? If you don't like it, refund you. No problem with that. It's $100. We do 8 to 10 Zooms a week, 8 to 10 Zooms a month, blah, 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 blah. Fine. I mean, let's say that you did have a group of 100 people right now, and why not? Because there's 100 people out there that need you, and they're paying significantly more money right now. And actually, you're opening up to a whole bunch of people that can't afford $5,000, or $10,000 or whatever, but they can afford $100. Maybe they can afford a little bit more than that. And you've got 100 people in your group, and they're all paying you $100. Let's just say 5 people left this week, or 5 people left this month. Fine. Next month, you're making 9,500, but you only need to find a handful of people to get back to your 10,000. But then you say, look, I'm actually doing some life coaching one-to-one. I do an hour a day, and I've got availability on Monday and Tuesday. Who wants it? You got 100 people there going to snap your hand off. So let's just say that you are now going to do, and let's say that your hourly coaching is $100 an hour. I'm going to keep it nice and low, and when people buy that, you sell it as a $500 chunk. And so all of a sudden, somebody comes in, pays for every Monday. Somebody comes in, pays for every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You're only doing an extra 5 hours a week, but you're making an extra $2,500 a month. And I just base that on $100 an hour. I mean, maybe you say, right, I've got some life coaching. If anybody wants some life coaching, got some availability, and let's say that you're prepared to have, I don't know, 5 clients a month, right? And it's $1,000 for somebody to work with you. You got $10,000 for your group, and then you got 5 people out of that group, out of that 100 that are doing one-to-one with you. They're all paying, let's say they're paying, $1,000 a month. That's $5,000. Now you're making $15,000 a month. And all of a sudden, what we've got here is where, rather than charging what you're worth, we're actually going out there and making a really good income with massive impact, because you're working with 100 people and not just 5 or 6 people. Your income is stable as well. Your income is recession proof. If you lose 3 or 4 clients, no problem. You can replace 3 or 4 clients. It doesn't mean next month you're going to be earning nothing, or 90% of your income just gets wiped out. It doesn't happen like that. So this is the sense that we bring into our business. Now, you might be a coach right now, and you've got 10 or 15 clients in your business, and you could be running around tired, exhausted. And I know these coaches. I work with some of these coaches where they've got 15 clients and they're making some okay money. Maybe they're making 80 to 90,000 a year or something like that. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. But they're running around wondering where their next client's coming from. So if that's you right now, then it's easy for us to start to create this group coaching sort of environment. Or if you're starting out with your business model, it's very easy for us to create that as well. So I don't know where you are in your path today, but if you're looking for a really cool coach, I can't give you one coach, I can give you 2, me and Rob. we will work with you on that. Now, the way that we work, we're limiting going beyond the illusion. We only want to have 50 people. That's it. Now, we're limiting that so that we can really get to know our clients. And you're probably thinking, David, so what do you charge? And what are the services? How do you get involved with this? How can I really benefit from you? Well, I'll tell you, we're $3,000 for 3 months, right? You can actually do a year with us, and it's a cheaper price, and you can come to France or come to South Africa to see us as well, included in that. And it works out about $950 a month. But the thing is this, how we help you is we work with you one-to-one. We do work with you one-to-one, and you can contact us anytime on that one-to-one. And I'll explain how if you have a chat with me. So we work with you with proper one-to-one sessions. We're available at any time. All right. If you contact me over the weekend, I might be off. So, might not be until Monday when I get back to you. We've got 10 group coaching sessions a month as well. So we provide you with a lot of touch points. This is not sending you off onto some lame video course or anything like that. And this is you working directly with us. Now, you're thinking, oh, why has he told me that David and Rob are only working with 50 people? And the only reason why we're working with 50 people is so that we can work with you and get to know you. And we've done the math. We know how much money we're going to make from that. That's lovely, right? 50 people. You're paying us $3,000 for 3 months. That's 50,000 a month. That's 25 for Rob, and that's 25 for me. Thanks very much. It also means that I can spend time with you. Rob can spend time with you. We can do group projects with you. If you send me a message at 2:00 in the morning, your time, or or my time, means I can wake up the following day, start to go to work. And by the way, when I work, I'm often walking down by the river, and give you a text back or give you a voicemail back. What we're here to do is to help you build your coaching business or rebuild your coaching business in a way where you can have recurring income to the salary that you want without the pressures, and where people come to you and go, I want to take you one-to-one, where you don't have to sell. So we're taking away the overwhelm from you. We're taking away the selling from you. We're taking away that energy. We're taking, that negative energy of the overwhelm and having to get into the sell and things like that. And you're working with 2 experts. Now, this video today all started about with Chat GPT, didn't it? And you might be thinking, what the heck? How's David transitioned from Chat GPT into this? I just want to share with you some of the expertise that we bring to the table. Now, I'm going to talk about 3 of our clients right now. And you can go and reach out to those clients. Actually, you should find out what their services are. You might be interested in using their services. Who knows? So Doran, Katerina, and Edward. They've all got groups of different sizes, but they're very happy where they're at. Katerina only has a group of 10 people. She's happy. Why? Because all 10 have asked her to do one-to-one work with her. They do. Doran, he has a group of around about 40 people, I believe. He loves that. And guess what? People are picking up the phone and asking him, Doran, you know that course that you've got? I'd like to take it. Thanks very much. Edward, he's he has surgery, and so he's a therapist. He's got a whole bunch of people in his group, and they book hours out with him throughout the week. No selling needed. Why do you need it? But the great thing is they've all got a recurring income. And it comes in. And if they lose a client, that's fine. Easily replaced. And what's also really, really cool about this is that you're creating a community where you can help to turn clients into ambassadors. And you do that how? You do that with lovable content. Here's the really, really cool thing. I love my work. I absolutely adore my work. And I see a lot of coaches on social media where they're doing lives like this and posting and what have you, and they're doing it from a point of desperation because they don't have any money. And that's a real shame. When you create a group like this, in the way that we do, and you have this recurring income coming in, and the pressure's really off you, and you can just go on vacations and take long weekends and all that sort of stuff, all the way that you should be living your life. That is the time when you can just do whatever you want on social media. You can go canoeing, you walk down by the river, canoeing, cycling. I don't do canoeing, I do cycling and walking. That's what I do. And I take off and I go and do it. And people say to me, David, how on earth do you have the time to be able to do this? Because I've worked on my business model. And you've got two choices. I mean, you can continue carrying on in the way that you are doing. And if you are, I wish you all the very best. Good luck with it. And I hope it works out well for you. And you know I'm genuine when I say that. Or you can decide to make the choice and go, I need a better business model for me where I can bring myself forward and have greater impact. Now, I want to talk to you about impact in a second. But you can have greater impact, earn the income that you deserve, make it recurring, make it blinking recession proof as well, to strip out the selling from your business. And I'll come on to that now. So when we go to sell in our business, we think, oh my God, I've got to sell. I've got to do this right. How do I pitch? It's the close coming up. Are they going to have the money? You know, when you do the group coaching in the sort of format that we're talking about, it's so easy. And you can go out there and go and speak to somebody and say, look, this is where you're at. This is the issue. We're doing 10 Zooms, live Zooms a month. They're all recorded, blah, 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 blah. It's only $20 a week. You know, it's $20 a week. It's $100 a month. It's only $3 a day. Whatever, however you want to pitch it. Do you want to give it a go? And if their problem's big enough and they go, yeah, you know what? I mean, let's go back to Chat GPT earlier on. And I was talking about the parent and John had an issue about body dysmorphia, wasn't it? So let's just say that you work in that field and you're speaking to the parents, Alex and Richard, right? And you speak to the parents, Alex and Richard, and you go, look, you got John. We can help. It's $100 a month. Do you want to give this a go? What are they going to say? Yeah, why not? Let's go and do this. Let's go and do this. There's no selling there involved. You're just making an offer. This is where you're at. This is where we can get you to. It's $100. Do you want to try it? People will try stuff at $30 a month, at $50 a month, at $100 a month. They will. No sale is needed. So it takes away the sale. Now let's start looking at impact. And this, if we're going to be really genuine to ourselves, because we're spiritual beings having a human experience. So if we're going to be really, really tuned into who we are, this is about our journey and how we turn up in this world. And that takes me into impact. So let's just say you've got the parents of Alex and Alex and Richard. They're the parents of John, the fictitious person I created in Chat GPT earlier. You're working, let's say, exclusively with Alex, and she's turning up on these Zooms with you and what have you not. And she starts to have an impact for herself. Great. She starts to feel good about herself. Or Richard, her husband or partner, whatever, also starts to feel good about himself. Why? Because they're helping John. John might inadvertently not. He picks up, he starts to feel better for himself. Great. John starts to feel better. You see how your impact's working. John goes to school. John's got a best mate. John's best mate is called Sarah. And Sarah always got an arm around John and stuff like that. Come on, John, we can get through this and what have you not. John starts to pick up, starts to feel good. How's Sarah going to feel? She's going to start to feel good as well. Sarah goes home, sees her parents. And Sarah goes home with a, spring in a step and what have you not. Her parents start to feel better. That is a measure of our impact. So you do have a choice today. You can continue working with the 3, 5, 10, 15 clients that you want. And if you do, that's brilliant. But why not? Let's go out there and change our business models and make our business model so we've got a better lifestyle. What I mean by a better lifestyle is more income and more time in our lives, and less overwhelm. And we're working with the opportunity of working with more people so we can get our impact out there. Now, I'm going to look at this from a selfish and personal point of view, going beyond the illusion. My business, Rob's business, we put 50 people in there. right? We put 50 people in there. So 50 coaches. Those coaches go and help their client. Their client has an impact on their child, just as an example, right? And their child then has an impact on somebody else. Positive impacts, all started by going beyond the illusion. This is what it's really, really about. Impact. It's about love, abundance, community, energy, the right type of energy, impact. This is where we need to be at. This is not about charging what you're worth. Now, if you are saying things like that, that's okay. I said it as well. But when we think about it, it's a little bit selfish and it's a little bit short-sighted, but that's not your fault. It's just not been presented to you in that way yet. But when we start to say, let's not charge what we're worth. Let's create a simple business model so that we can extend our impact, secure our business, recession-proof our business, have a recurring income so we can forecast the money that we're bringing in nice and easy, where we no longer have to sell, where we can live the life in how we want to live it. There's one question that you need to ask. Are you worth it? Are you worth it? It's not about being ready. Are you worth it? Because the people that don't work with us or don't want to follow this sort of thing, it's genuinely, not generally, genuinely, maybe there's a bit of generalism in there as well, feel that they can't do it. They're not worth it. Maybe they bring in obstacles. And if you're thinking right now of these different things, oh, it sounds really good, but I can't do it, or I'm not ready for it yet right now. Hello, you're the coach. Why are you bringing those blocks into your life when you can work with Rob and myself right now? We don't cost the earth. We're $3,000 for 3 months. Let's just think about that. Let's just look at some ROI. Let's just say that you only stayed with us for 3 months, right? Fine. And you spent 3,000 and you go out there and with us, let's say that you charge, I don't know, let's say you're charging $100 a month for your group coaching and you go out there and you go and find 15 people all paying you $100. That's $1,500 a month. Never mind the one-to-one coaching that you're going to go and get from that. So the ROI from this is not just achievable. It's not just attainable. It's around the corner. The only thing that's stopping us is ourselves, right? So let me know where you're at. Let me know where you're at. In fact, for those that are watching, tell me what sort of coaching that you're doing right now. Maybe you're a business coach. And by the way, if you're a business coach, we don't see you as a threat. You're very welcome to come and join us. I like working with business coaches. You're cool. Yeah, you help create opportunities for other people. But tell me what sort of coach that you are that you are in the comments. Tell me the type of person who you help. Tell me, if you want to, tell me how many people you would love to be able to work with in a month. If you could press a magic button right now where time wasn't an issue, income wasn't an issue, resources wasn't an issue, how many people would you love to be able to have an impact on every month? Let me know. But look, I'm going to shoot because I only jumped on here to have a little bit of fun. And look me where we're going. Valiant says, watching from Los Alamos National Laboratory, isotope production facility. Thank you for your hospitality. Thank you very much for sharing that with me. Never expected to see that. Valiant Thor, who is watching on YouTube, I believe. So I really appreciate that. And sending you my love and light to you and all your colleagues at Los Alamos. That's pretty wicked. I'm in Cognac in France. It's nice to meet you. Have a great day, everybody. Stay awesome. If this sounds fantastic to you, reach out to me. I'll be delighted to have a chat with you. And when we do have the chat, do not expect a sales pitch from me. I'll listen to you. I'll find out where you are. I'll find out where you're going. Are we just going to work out? Can we work together? That's it. Take care. Stay awesome. And thank you so much for being here. Now, this is the dumb bit where I try and look for the end broadcast button and I